Good evening. Welcome to the open book. How's everyone doing this evening? Thank you all so much for joining. If you could go ahead and hit the like button, we're going to go ahead and get started. I was on earlier, and so we watched a part of Gene Deal. Hey, sis. Hey, Shelly Shell. Gene Deal interview where he was sharing some other information. Um, Michael, going down. And what we're going to do this evening is watch the other half. If you haven't watched the first part of this particular interview, you might want to watch the replay because earlier in that interview, Gene Deal talked about an incident that took place in a club where J Lo was present. It was a random event that J Lo and P Diddy actually attended, and they didn't have like a private section where they usually have the private section, and some things popped off. Literally, okay. And so there was this lady that said that P Diddy allegedly had shot her, and she received funds, from him after that claim. But based off of the and now with Gene Deal was pretty much hearsay because he said he wasn't there during that incident, but he was telling us as much as he could about it. And so right now we're going to go more into the interview. Okay. So let me, if you could hit the like button and the share button, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, let's see here. I have so many screens, so many tabs, I should say.
But Wolf was part of
Yeah.
the crew that gave Puff that startup money.
Okay, so then they didn't really have any security with him that night.
Not
That's
really.
crazy. Damn. Okay, well, this situation, I believe, caused J Lo and Diddy to break up,
Along with some other stuff.
along with some other stuff, and she actually kind of left him for a backup dancer. You know, how did Puff take that, or what was going on during that time?
Man, it was so much crazy things going on.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting tons of time on troubleshooting with attendees? If
I believe caused J Lo and Diddy to break up,
Along with some other stuff.
along with some other stuff, and she actually kind of left him for a backup dancer. You know, how did Puff take that, or what was going on during that time?
Man, it was so much crazy things going on. And Puff was using her personal assistant to try to find out wherever Jennifer was at. He was sending like 100 dozen.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting tons of time on troubleshooting with attendees?
Roses. He was trying to get Luther Vandross to sing for her, sing to her. He was doing everything to try to get her back. You know what I'm saying? But she wasn't going for her. I think Jennifer mother didn't like Puff. So when your mother don't like it, and Jennifer was real close with her mother and her parents. Her father used to go to baseball games with us and everything like that. But I think it had a lot to do, her mother not liking her. Her mother, felt her life was in danger for being around somebody like Puff, and she wasn't going to risk her relationship with her family by dealing with this kid anymore.
Mm. He spent kind of years trying to get her back. He made songs about her and everything.
Yeah, he always had Kim there for him on the side, but like Jennifer, when she dipped on him, it kind of messed him up. Like he would get out the car and we'll be on 17th Street and we'll walk all the way up to 74th Street to his house. Yo, it was crazy, man. The way she, had him and he wanted to get her back, but she wasn't messing with him.
You know, Shine came out and everybody kind of compared him to Biggie.
Wow. So interesting how he just said that how Diddy was into J-Lo like that. He was really into her. And he said he had Kim on the side. So we're starting to see like a pattern, okay? Because I remember when he said that he was kind of fooling around with Sally Richardson. He also mentioned Kim was there, on the side as well. So I just really, and this is all alleged, this live is for educational entertainment purposes only. Information shared is alleged. And I just hate that for her. It's almost like she was in a position for a while of being just kind of on the side, like, or having to share him. And so with the J-Lo situation, I had always wondered what happened with that, because it seemed like one moment, they were in love, doing their thing. And then all of a sudden they broke up. And so I was like, I wonder what happened with that. And so she had her career already. And then he just mentioned like her family really didn't want her involved in that lifestyle and stuff of that sort. So she probably just kind of had to let that go because of, hey, Joanne, hey, sis, thank you for joining. And so he pretty much, probably lost it after that. He probably didn't like that, but she didn't want to sacrifice her family and, how they want the best probably for her. So I get that. And I bet she's looking back now and really thanking God she moved on. Oh my goodness.
They said he sounded like Biggie. He had a lot of Biggie swag. Did you guys ever get any hate about that? Or, were there people around that might not have liked what was going on?
Shine got a lot of hate from Junior Mafia behind that. D-Rock them. They was really trying to hurt him. They was having shootouts. They was getting into brawls, everything. If it wasn't for Wolf bringing Shine close to him, it would have been mad issues, with Junior Mafia and Shine. Puff couldn't handle it. So Shine made Wolf like a manager over his project or whatever like that. So D-Rock them start giving Shine a pass. But because of that Biggie stuff, or he sounded like Big, or they thought he was trying to take Big, like be like Big, they was going at him. Shine wasn't safe around Bad Boy.
Okay, well, I think the biggest news with Puff going on is that Little Rod actually filed a lawsuit against him, accusing him of all types of stuff, from touching him to spiking drinks and sex workers and Diddy trying to groom him and, allegedly sharing a video of Stevie J having sex with a man to try to persuade him to do things, and that this is okay and this is just how it's done in the music business. What is your first initial thoughts when you seen and heard about this latest lawsuit?
It's crazy that everybody in the world can have an opinion about what Puff do or what Puff did, but me. Everybody gets like upset when I talk about him, when I knew him for years. You understand what I'm saying? He was part of the same gang, our crew. He went on and did Bad Boy. He went on. I didn't bodyguard him. I've done security for him.
No matter what type of severe asthma you have, Tespire can help you have fewer attacks.
For him. You know what I'm saying? Been in his house, been around him. We ate off the same plates, here and there. So everybody get upset when I talk about him, maybe because I did security for him. But not only that, is the fact that we was cool outside the security. So I can have my opinion on what I think. The Puff that y'all see now wasn't the Puff that was back in 95, 96, 2003, 2004. You know, he's the Puff that's allegedly, I guess, or like these people are saying, that's on drugs, that's using cocaine, that's using other drugs, that's using pills and stuff like that. When I was around Puff, he was taking those pain pills for his wrists. He got hooked on those. He would drink champagne. He wouldn't smoke no weed. He wouldn't smoke no cigarettes. I seen him on one of the Instagram posts or whatever like that. He was walking smoking a cigarette. I don't know that Puff.
Wow. Okay. So I know recently I was just watching on another content creator show, Mr. CKB. He was talking about the recent lawsuit with this young lady that was working on a yacht where they're alleging that really his son, I think, in that particular incident, had more so to do with the lady getting allegedly assaulted, things of that sort. Now, in that lawsuit, there were other people on that yacht. Now, what's interesting is because CKB, he brought up the actual documents of the court case. And in that court case, they listed some people that were on the boat. The names had been redacted though, okay? But down below where the number, it would have a number, then it would say redacted. But then down below, the corresponding number said what celebrity status I guess that they had. Like one, it said a comedian, okay? Another said a comedian's wife. So we trying to figure out, like, who are these people that were on that boat? Well, y'all, they redacted everybody's name except for Cuba Gooding Jr. I said, no, wait a minute. They took out everybody else's name except for Cuba. Y'all, Cuba was on this boat, and there is a picture in the document, and he showed the picture. His eyes, he looked like a totally different Cuba, okay? And he looked like he was trying to match to a guy on that picture, okay? Very close in the guy's personal space. And I'm like, y'all, what has happened to Cuba? I think that, in my opinion, when his father passed away, I think that he changed. I really do. But even with that, it showed that some of these cases against him, I actually believe them. Okay. Now, on that boat, they were also talking about drinks being laced. They possibly laced allegedly, things of that sort. Now, that also goes back to Gene Deal. One of his interviews, he talked about his girlfriend was at one of those parties. And he said he was looking for his girlfriend everywhere and he couldn't find her. Her and her friend, later on when he went to the car, her and her friend had been passed out, not from drinking a whole lot, but it seemed like they had passed out from something that was possibly in their drink. Right. Okay, so Shelly Shell said he did a lot of drugs and doing a lot of drugging of people. Yes. Definitely open book. He is not the same person. Definitely not. Okay. Hey, Tim. Thank you, sis. Break room 411 in the house. And so, like he's saying here, a lot of us have the image of Diddy back in the day. Okay. Dancing in the background, we were just listening. My husband was listening to his song with Mace earlier, came on the radio. You know, we have that image. But over time, y'all, we have to understand that sometimes money, power, influence, as you continue to grow, his, funds were growing, everything was growing. And, you start getting to the point probably where you need to indulge in some things. Something about these celebrities indulging in a lot of these different drugs and stuff because I think they want to be on this certain high. You can only get so much money. Okay. How else can I get on that high that I'm looking for? And so I think that he started dibbling and dabbling into some things, allegedly, in my opinion. Now, remember where he talked about an incident where Kim Porter and Diddy got into an altercation. She took something and cut his wrist. Y'all remember that from that other incident? So when he's talking about the wrist situation here, because he said Diddy was bleeding and all of that. Okay, let me not miss the comments because once I get behind. Okay, Shelly Shell said same thing with Will Smith and Gina husband. Oh, yeah, girl. I gotta look into that because girl, oh my gosh. I don't know about that too. Hi, Brittany. Thank you for joining, sis. Hey, Mama 3. Thank you for joining. Good evening to everyone that's coming in. If y'all can hit that like button. And so y'all remember during that time, he said that Diddy's wrist was bleeding a whole lot. And he, I guess, went to the doctor. And the doctor probably gave him prescription drugs, okay? Pain medicine for that. Yeah, not Gina's husband, because baby, right. Tisha Campbell. I knew who she was talking about. So I'm thinking that once you start getting addicted to painkillers, it can also lead to other things. Now, recently, remember the guy, Brendan, I think his name was Brendan Paul, that was recently arrested, okay? That was also, caught up with Diddy. He was into selling drugs, things of that sort. So he's keeping these people around him. And you can't maybe believe that the people that be around him not seeing some of the things he's partaking, okay? Or that he's acting totally different. Hi, Miss Lisa. Thank you for joining. Good evening again. Good evening, Bronx Girl. Thank you for joining. So I'm seeing y'all follow the patterns, okay? Think about different circumstances that led to certain things as we are listening to this. Because, like he said, he is not the same person he was when Diddy passed away. You know, we're now seeing a different Diddy. And that's the part we want to consider.
So, you know, him having these charges and these people are saying these things about him, that's their personal experience. That's what they see. Now, I've seen some of the things that match some of the stuff that he's saying there, you know, maybe having a bunch of girls, you know, using women to get at guys and everything like that. Okay. But this addiction and using these drugs and like I don't know that Puff like that.
Okay, now what about all the extra stuff that he was talking about that he's accusing Diddy of? You know, like the spiked drinks and
Yeah,
sex
that's what I'm
workers.
saying. Like, you know, he never did that around me that I knew about that one. You understand what I'm saying? He never did that. That men and having a lot of women or having sex things like that with men and women together, yeah. I've seen Puff play that rock star role where, you know, him and another girl and a guy and other guys, they be all in the room naked doing their thing or whatever like that. I know him from that. You understand? But all that 3 men waking up in the bed with 3 men and all y'all naked, I don't know that Puff like that.
Right, that's what Little Rob accused him of, right? Or that he woke up one night.
Yeah, he woke up and he
Or
was
one
in the
morning.
bed naked with him and 2 other men.
Yeah.
That's brother love. That ain't Puff. That's brother love.
Well, also in this paperwork, they indirectly, like they make it so obvious that it's Usher they redact his actual name, but then below that they put he just performed at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I
And,
caught a lot of
you know,
flack about that, Cam.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, y'all. So I saw Joanne's comment that said, I wonder if his NDA expired. Hey, it may have, and at the same time, sometimes some people just don't care after a while. I know Michelle Loud, she had an NDA too, and that's the one I interviewed about, Cora Jakes with her son, has her son. She said that they did make her sign an NDA, but she's at the point that she wants her son back. She doesn't care about an NDA. So sometimes some people just don't care after a while. They just want justice. And so with Gene Deal, I don't know if he signed one or if it's expired. I'm pretty sure he probably signed some type of NDA. If you with a celebrity, seems like they would have you sign one. Hey, C Loves Peace. How are you, sis? Thank you for joining. And so that's something, to consider and think about also. He's probably, I don't see anything that he would really like, gain from this. He has a book, of course, that he could be making money off of, but some people not even really believe in him. They want to just chalk it up. But at the same time, a lot of his stories do sound consistent. If you listen to his interviews over and over, like different ones, the stories are sounding consistent. And I also know or noticed that some things he does back away from. He is say I wasn't there during that time because I don't think he's trying to go full out. Okay, he's telling some stuff. Okay, but I think some of the stuff he is holding back. Maybe he is tied to not talk on certain things. I don't know, but I do sense that on some of his answers.
I caught a lot of flack about that because our people always want to blame the accuser and not the abuser. Back in the day, I'd say like in 91, after the City College incident, I stopped doing security for Puff, right? Stopped dealing with him. But he was still part of the same gang that was our crew in Harlem. And he used to come back and forth with us, go to parties, you understand, boat rides, the same gang picnic, all those things like that. He still was a same gang member. So, me being one of the big dogs of the same gang, I still seen him, had association with him. We was cool. I just didn't do any work for him no more after that City College incident when 9 people died. So now, this was back in 91. Usher Raymond IV.
How do you take 20,000 children in the middle of New York City without anybody seeing?
He was born in 78, and they said that Puff was a mentor to him, and he was 14 years old, something like that. He was living with Puff, whatever like that. That was
Usher,
back, yeah, that was Usher. Usher Raymond
Usher
IV.
said, Usher went on the Howard Stern show and said that he lived with Usher at age 13 and he went to Diddy camp.
Right. Now check this out. If it was 13, this had to be around 92 then, right? 92, 93, right? He's 78. He was born in 78. So this is about 92, 93. I wasn't even dealing with Puff. I wasn't doing no security for him or nothing. But I hear that we hear, not only me, people in the street, people in the industry, that Puff had an incident with a kid. And the kid was rushed to the hospital in Scarsdale, New York. Now that incident, I always tell people, I let Usher explain the incident. I let his mother explain this incident because I didn't know it was Usher until Usher's first album came out and he was about 17 years old. We heard about the incident. But people didn't know it was Usher till his mother made a statement about Diddy, and his album came out, which was 2 or 3 years later. Now, I didn't see Usher again until I was in Atlanta in about 2002 or 2003 with Diddy. We was at the Swiss Hotel, right? And Diddy was in the room with Kim. He comes out. He has a girl in the living room where in the presidential suite, they got the piano, a big table. So it's a girl sleeping on the couch in the living room. I'm in the whole nother room on the other side. So it's early in the morning. I come out. This girl is on the couch. Puff comes out the room. This girl started giving him a fellatio. This girl is one of Keith Sweat's old baby mothers.
What?
Baby mama. You understand? Seen her before and everything like that. So Puff goes in the room after she finished. She lays back down on the couch. The doorbell ring. Usher comes in. I open the door. It's Usher. I know who Usher is now. He's 20-something years old at this time now. This is about 2003. 2002, 2003. I said, what up, Usher? He said, yo, Puff here. I said, yeah, he in the room. He said, yeah. He said, I forgot the girl name here, because he was looking for her. I said, yeah, man. She over there on the couch, man. She just got through Booth and Puff, just like that. Yeah, she just got through Booth and Puff, man. Get out of here. Usher, go wake the girl up. She gets up, and they hug, and he kisses her in the mouth. And I was like, oh, man, you nasty, yo, man. I see y'all later. And he takes her out the hotel room. She goes with him, right? People get mad at me because I tell that story. You understand what I'm saying? But I didn't know Usher was the one that had to be rushed to the hospital until people around Puff, that was around Puff at the time, told me it was Usher. You understand? But Usher Raymond the fourth, that means it's a third, there's a second, and there's a first. He got a mama. He got a cousin. He got a second cousin. First cousin, second cousin. He might got even a kissing cousin. If his family members way back then didn't do nothing, when they knew what happened to him and why he was rushed to the hospital, how do they expect other people to be responsible for what they didn't do? They wanted their kid to be a star. He a star. He a mega star. So whatever happened to him then, they may not want it to be known, but they knew something happened enough that his mother had to come get him out of Diddy camp.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, y'all. Okay. This is this part here. I didn't know what Diddy Camp was either. This when I first heard this interview, well, it was another interview, and he kind of brought it up. I was like, Diddy Camp, what in the world? So I don't know what they did at this. Maybe it was like something about them learning about music. I don't know, but it sounds like he was going there and something ended up happening. Look at Angie coming here. You taking Amanda's place today? You and Lolo and Amanda, y'all are not feeling him. Oh my goodness. Lolo said, I believe he paid the family off. More likely Diddy Dutch. So I'm kind of like with this comments, this part of the story that he's telling, he lost me somewhere. I'm still trying to figure out where he lost me at. Don't go through those clothes until I go through them because I need to see what all you put up. I'm sorry, y'all. And so he lost me on something because y'all kind of work with me because like my mind, I gotta have things lining up. First, he said that he wasn't there. He said he wasn't working for Diddy during the time when Usher came on board to this camp. But then he said some way it jumped to an incident where Diddy was in the room and this girl came and gave him fellatio, was laying on the couch. Usher walked in. Usher was looking for somebody. Usher goes over to the lady, kisses her in the mouth. Then he jumps to there was an incident where Usher had to be rushed to the hospital. No one wanted it to be known it was Usher. The mama knew, and things of that sort. So with this part, it's kind of fuzzy for me, and I don't know if maybe he's going to clarify some things because this is my first time watching this one. But I do remember seeing a reel on Facebook where Usher was doing an interview, and they asked him, if you have kids, would you send them to P. Diddy's camp? And he said, hell no. So it obviously was not a good experience for him. I'm pretty sure that they're at the hospital. They probably have some type of record of him coming in and so forth. But of course, that's going to be private information, confidential information as to what happened. During that, he was a young man. My mind is coming up with some assumptions that I don't even want to say out loud because I don't even know if they're true. But that is horrible. Okay? Horrible. Lisa said, I can't stand Usher's mother. She saw her son. And you know what? Also, if you think about it, Miss Lisa, I'm glad you said that. There was a strain between, because at first they were really close, him and his mom. I don't know if y'all noticed there was a strain on their relationship at one point where they kind of was blaming it on that wife that Usher had. He had that older wife or whatever. But I think she eventually found out what happened. And I don't know if she didn't press charges. Maybe he had some type of resentment or something like that. I don't know. Yes, Usher is a victim as well, but that's true. Whew. Angie said they got Michael Jackson on charges. They definitely better get Diddy. Right. Lisa said Diddy had plenty of parties. Yeah, okay. And Miss Lisa, yes, that was the other thing. Angie said, okay, let me see. I don't want to get behind on the comments. Yes, Usher was rushed to the ER. Whoo. Okay, so y'all remember that. Okay. So we got he not lying. Y'all remember. Okay. So these freak off parties. Okay. This is something that is being talked about. For the simple fact is, you heard him. He said that it wasn't uncommon that they would have a lot of women in the room with different men having sex with these different women. Okay. He said, now what was different more recently is you having men waking up in the bed together. Okay. Now, remember, we heard about some recent people that was attending some of these freak off parties. Okay. Some being bishops. Okay. Some being famous people. I just said And one of those, Michael, take that back there because they can hear that. Take it back in the back. I'm sorry, y'all. My son got the phone. Got to be fussing. Go to the back. And so, oh my gosh, it's just horrible. I don't even want my mind thinking about it. Okay. But we kind of get the picture. We're all grown about probably what's happening at these freak off parties. Mm-hmm. Even on that yacht, okay, with all those people coming on there, now I wanted to see. Now, on that yacht, though, we saw Cuba, but I was curious to see what other pictures were a part of that case, too. Okay, because who are these other people that's around while people are getting possibly allegedly assaulted, drugs being handed out, and things like that are of celebrity status? And people were probably thinking that this stuff would not get out, not knowing that the list of people starting to get out. Whew. I don't know if I can take this. Cat Williams tried to tell us. Y'all better watch that Cat Williams interview. Cat Williams said he had to turn it down. He said, you got to learn how to tell Puffy no. Yes, it's a hot mess, Miss Lisa. A hot mess. Okay. Angie said, okay, nah, he not lying, but he should have been came out and said something. But of course, he had to be careful to keep him alive. But he still may get unalive for talking now. But hey, hopefully not. Well, he has been sharing his story for a while, Angie. However, I don't think people really were trying to hear him. You know, he's going against one of the top industry leaders, you know, in the country. And a lot of people know him. He has power, influence, money, all of that. That kind of it can work against victims and things of that sort, because no one really wants to hear their stories unless there's like really concrete proof. Okay. And even then, a lot of people still don't want to hear them. Okay. Now think about it with the bishop. Okay. They listen to that for a week. Do we hear anything else about that? Nope. Because nobody want to hear it. And half of the people, if they did have concrete proof of him in a thong somewhere doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing, they still not going to believe it. They going to think it's Photoshop. Okay? So some people not ready for the truth. And I believe there are people that came to these parties. Because like I said, I wasn't ready for that Cuba picture. I'm looking at him like, what? You could just see it in his eyes. He looked totally different. Even on some of these pictures with P. Diddy, look at his eyes. He looks totally different. Yes, Lolo being swallowed up. Oh my goodness. Christy said, I truly believe a lot of celebrities have these so-called freak out parties. Yes, sis. Okay. I think so too. Oh, yes. Good morning, gorgeous. He said, you got to learn how to turn him down and say no. Oh, Shelly said, I listened to everyone in the industry when they said little things years ago. Now look. Yes, girl. Diddy was dry big. Usher mother was his manager for many years. Yes, I do remember that. Miss Gloria. Hi, Miss Gloria. Did I say hi to you on here? Didn't they spike all the drinks? I heard Diddy be the only one that knows what's going on, allegedly. Yeah, he knows. And I think that they do start spiking people's drinks. That's coming out more and more frequently, too, as we're hearing. Okay, allegedly. Because I'm telling you, everybody not lying. Okay, everybody not lying. Somebody, is some truth up in here somewhere. Everybody is not lying. Hi, Rebecca. Thank you for joining. Oh, Lord. I had to pause this for a second. Whew. That was like, not my Usher. Whew. Okay, let's continue.
After the hospital situation, Usher got sent home.
Usher went home. His mother came and got him. That's what I heard. And he went back to Atlanta. But this is 92. I didn't go back and start dealing with Puff until 95 after they had the problem with Suge Knight. So from 91 to 95, I wasn't messing with Puff.
And that would have been when Usher was around him
Right.
at a young age.
But still, I'm still Big Gene. I'm still the dude that's giving parties, doing security for certain people at Uptown Records, Tim Dog. I'm still Big Gene. So I'm going to hear stuff and I'm going to know stuff. But these people want to blame the accuser that let them know what went down. Yo, listen to me. I ain't got no shame in my game in letting y'all know what happened and what this dude did. This dude did a lot of people dirty. And he's getting his karma back. He did a lot of people dirty. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, a lot of people believed that, Usher was groomed by Diddy.
He wasn't only groomed by Diddy, he was groomed by L.A. Reid, the rest of them too, man. Because they knew what happened. Then they came out and brought him back, and all of a sudden, he's getting all the great tracks. He's getting all the songs. They making him into this star, even though he may have been abused.
They seem to be pretty good friends.
Well, they probably is.
I mean, they did a lot of work together, man, throughout their whole career. Puff was
Bruh.
early in his career. Puff and Usher were working together when Usher was just a kid, all the way up. I mean, I think there's videos from not too long ago when they were.
But wait, y'all, I have to pause for a second. Have y'all seen the Kevin Hart interview where Puff slipped up and he said that they used to wrestle him and Usher used to wrestle or something when they woke up and was wrestling, and he caught himself, but Kevin Hart didn't miss it, and he started laughing. He was like, wait a minute, wait, what you say? He caught it, and he was like, wait, y'all be wrestling? Kevin Hart is hilarious, but he caught that in that interview. That was really, really interesting.
They were together, and Puff is making jokes about how they used to wrestle for the Frosted Flakes in the morning, and
Yeah, I bet they did. Somebody frosted somebody frosted somebody flakes. Without the milk.
What do you think it is that keeps Usher from coming out or saying anything?
Because, yo, dog, it's you got to realize in that industry, a lot of people are stand back and say, well, it happened to me. That's how some of them people pay their dues. And the people who don't go down like that don't be as great as the Ushers, as the Diddies. It's a way of passage to certain people in the entertainment business.
With all these people coming out against Diddy, do you think more people are going to come out?
It's a lot of people that, you got to realize is that everybody think, oh, everybody's coming out now. It's a lot of people that wanted to bring stuff out long time ago, but the lawyers wouldn't take it. The lawyers wouldn't deal with it. Cassie opened up a floodgate for lawyers to look at people's cases now and say, yeah, we might could get some money out of that. We might could do that. Yeah, he did abuse you. Nobody really cared at first. But now they see that a lot of this stuff may have some truth to it, and the people can be paid for it. They coming out.
I seen that you've actually talked to some victims behind the scenes.
Yep.
I mean, without naming any names, what all can you tell me about that?
Well, I don't want to talk about what they confided in me, but it's a lot of stuff that has been going on, and like there's tapes that are running around with women. There's tape that is running around with women, and they want to get a hold of those tapes so they could bring them, to the lawyers. And those tapes do exist, but it's going to be hard for them to get because a lot of people don't want them to know that they was in those tapes and they was a part of it. But it is what it is.
Speaking of tapes, Little Rod says he has a ton of video footage and that Diddy had him following him with a camera, doing all types of these illegal activities. Were there cameras around a lot back in the day?
Nah. Back in the day, they didn't do that. They didn't allow people to take pictures, Harley. So we didn't have those cameras like that. There was a few cameramen, Alex and this Spanish dude, they was allowed to take certain pictures, but only when you told they asked you to. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there's footage. There's footage. I have a tape of the party that Diddy gave after Sean was convicted.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, Diddy threw a party for him beating his case. I take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything on there, or it's just a normal party?
Just a normal party.
Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. They got some proof in things that's happening in a lot of these parties and things of that sort. They recorded because I think he mentioned in one of his other videos that when they had these freak off parties, Diddy would record some of that stuff. Okay. Now, not only is he probably recording the nasty stuff, but also think about it. Some of these other people are in these videos. You see what I'm saying? So they don't want to be involved and get in trouble too. That's the thing. And then someone mentioned, I forgot if I was in another live or something. I think I may have been in another live where someone said that some of these rich people that when they did the search, the raid on his house was probably going in there on their behalf to see if there was any evidence against them. Probably to pay to make sure all of that evidence is gone. Okay, because they could be in trouble too. Because some of these famous people we're seeing in these lawsuits, okay, their names is all up in these lawsuits. So it's the company that you keep. You got to be careful of, okay? Because they go down. Sometimes these people will try to get immunity and try to get you in trouble and take the fall. And so it's evidence out there. And he don't want to put everything out because that's like showing his hand also. Like, he seems like a smart guy. And I'm hoping that somebody who has a lot of evidence is smart enough to store it somewhere and let somebody know where it's stored in case something happens to them. Okay, they gotta know how to be smart in this. Because I'm pretty sure it's evidence of different stuff floating around. D said, wow, Diddy, your name looking bad, my guy. Not D talking about my guy. Well, it's the wicked laugh. It's the wicked laugh for me. Yes, Cat Williams spoke facts 1000%. Miss Lisa, I never doubted him. People could talk all day that Cat Williams is crazy and things like that. I already done told y'all. The main ones that be saying crazy, y'all better listen. We were just friends and became lovers. You were just like my brother. Used to play fight under covers. Oh Lord, that's the lyric. See, He did Andre from Uptown Records. Unfortunately, he passed away. I wanted to know what happened with that too. OMG. Shelly Shell, did you see my comment in that video? Did he always stay dancing close to Usher? Bobby Valentine. Whatever happened to him? Joanne said, girl, Shelly Shell, I just went and watched the video. Not he used to play fight on the coast. Like, what grown man says that? And then with a young child, that in itself is nasty. Okay, why you play fight? Just like with the Justin Bieber, that little clip that they've been showing, how he said, hey, we ain't hung out in a while. He was all uncomfortable. Poor Justin was all uncomfortable. And I'm looking like, who does that? What grown man wants to hang? Hold on, y'all, 1 second. What grown man looks to hang out with a child? Okay. Like, and you could tell the little boy was uncomfortable. He's been exposed to something. Or then looked at something. I don't know what. Hey, I wouldn't put it past him. The more we listen to Gene, the more we find it out. I'm looking all upside his head. Oh, Lord. Joanne said, because I ain't never played fun. She said, I ain't never played fought under the covers with a boyfriend or my husband. Oh my goodness. Oh, yes, open book, very uncomfortable, and it's creepy and weird. Yes. F sucking and swallowing anything for Diddy. He know I got him meek, y'all. Oh my God. See, I don't know these lyrics. And they talk all that smack about Michael Jackson, the king of pop. Right. Exactly. Like, I'm done. She said, I don't even do that with my husband. I'm telling y'all, it's mad weird. It's sick. Like, literally sick. Something happened to him. I don't know what has happened. Yeah, I don't believe MJ did that. I think he just was loving kids and enjoying, just the company and stuff, and those parents, and it just took advantage of the situation. They were trying to get some money out that man. Like, seriously, I don't think he would intentionally harm or hurt those children. I never thought that. Tupac and Biggie were friends. Yes. Whew. Okay, let's see if I can stomach some more.
I mean, was this just a normal party or was this like a Diddy party?
It's a normal party. It's a normal Diddy party. Because you got to realize he was normal back then. He was
Okay.
he was the normal Diddy back then. Now he Brother Love.
Okay, well, I guess there was a situation with Diddy and a rapper, and they were in a hotel room for hours.
Who's that?
That you kind of talked about. I believe it was Ja Rule.
Oh. No, bro. No. Stop it. Yo, Cam. Diddy had Sarah and Sarah's girlfriend, right? He was trying to use them to go at Ja Rule so Ja Rule could go at Jay-Z. He was trying to set Ja up and try to have those girls, you know, throw themselves on Ja Rule in the hotel room, and they was all in the room together. When I got into an altercation with a guy who tried to get in the room, Puff and Ja Rule ran out. And when they ran out, because of the commotion, they was grabbing towels because they was naked when they came out. So he was in there, they both was in there with women.
Okay, I see. I kind of seen you touch on this a little bit, but there was, you know, with the whole Wolf and BMF situation.
Well,
is there anything you could talk about with that?
yeah, I'll talk about that. Wolf wanted to move on and started a club. Him and a guy, Mike Sally, was going to invest in this club. It was 321 they was going to buy in Miami. It's where J-Lo had gave Puff a birthday party at. So Wolf wanted his money back from Puff. Puff had promised him once he do a Universal deal or whatever that he was going to give Wolf his $300,000 back. Ak had once said it was about $500,000, but I think $300,000 of that money was Wolf, either because he was spending money on supporting the other two guys who got convicted to they got 9-16 to life sentences for conspiracy of selling drugs. So Wolf was spending his money on helping them. They
Trying to
the money he helped give to Puff to hold Craig Mack and Big from going to somebody else and being a part of Bad Boy until he got the deal with Clyde Davis. So now Puff became real good friends with Meech from BMF. And we had went to the fights.
Thank y'all.
And I wrote this and I talked about it in my book, in my second book. We had went to the fights down in Detroit. And we was on a tour bus with Meech. And Meech told Puff he ain't have to worry about nothing, nobody, or he was good from this point on. Whenever he's going somewhere, just let him know. Because Meech was getting into the music business, and Puff was opening some doors for him. You know what I'm saying? Just like he made an introduction with Puff, I think, to Jacob the Jeweler. You know, and you know the BMF cats, all they did have a lot of jewelry. You know what I'm saying? So Puff was opening doors for Meech to get into the music business. So one day we was in the office. This is about a week or two before Wolf got killed. Puff told Wolf, I don't need you no more. And Wolf was like, you don't need me no more. He said, yeah, Meech said I don't need you no more. So Wolf said, yo, them ain't all what you think they are. He said, listen, I don't have to even have you around me no more. And when I do this Universal deal, I'm going to give you your money. Yo, and Wolf was like, yo, I'm going to be around as much as I want to be around. And I'm going to show you they ain't all that. A week or two later, they had that altercation in the club. And in that altercation in the club, according to Wolf's mother, the investigators told her Meech's phones were tapped, and in his phone he made a call to Puff, telling him to call Wolf and straighten Wolf out. Like, yo, you know, call Wolf, let him know, man. You know, this don't mean, you know, get your boy. Whatever Wolf Meech said to him, get your boy. This according to Wolf's mother. And the investigators told Wolf mother that Puff told her that his response was, "Oh, I can't stop him. I can't control what he do, man. Y'all do what y'all gotta do." And Wolf ended up dying that night.
The idea is to, where am I going? Whoa!
Did Usher forget how to skate?
All right.
Wait a minute, not to this commercial.
I meant to do this.
The irony of that commercial.
Getting killed by the dude that he introduced.
Wait a minute. Did y'all see that? Did Usher know we were in here talking about him? Oh my gosh. No, who wrote the songs, Angie? I Need a Girl. Is that by Meek Mill? I think that's what Shelly was saying. But that was so like out of the blue. Yes, that was Usher dancing on the skates in an Uber Eats commercial. It was so the timing of that. You know what I'm saying? We were just in here talking about this situation, and here he come on a commercial. That's hilarious. Oh, Usher and Diddy. Okay. I was thinking it was Meek Mill. Okay. I'm going to have to look at that one too. Listen to that one. Wow. Thank y'all. But Meek's song, I'm a find. Okay. Yeah. Tell me that one when you find that one too. Okay. Oh my gosh. Y'all. So this Wolf guy, he was something else. Oh my goodness. So earlier we were talking about how he seemed like he was more of the muscle around him. Diddy, you know, handling the money. He's the one that secured the security, Gene Deal, and things of that sort. And so, man, y'all, this thing, I'm telling you, this rabbit hole goes deep. Miss Lisa said Kim Porter had a book out too, Exposed Diddy, Sick A. I'm convinced he unalived her as well. That's what Shelly said too. And see, I didn't even know about a book. I really didn't. They said that the book, I think she was finishing it and it was about to come out like right before she passed away. And then also Gene Deal's book, they blocked his book from coming out, but then he had to go to court and he was able to get it where he could sell his book again. But he had to go through some stuff too for his book. Angie said, I don't know who wrote it, but I just know Diddy produced it. That song came out in 2001. Okay. Oh, okay. No, you're fine. I was trying to see which, because I want to listen to it once we get off. Okay.
To BMF.
We're left, 15 minutes already.
Damn, that's kind of crazy. Damn. I think you said you introduced Diddy to Jacob, the jeweler?
No.
Meech.
I didn't say that. I said that I think Diddy introduced Meech to Jacob the jeweler.
That's crazy because Jacob got caught in the BMF RICO also for allegedly concealing the money, like they were buying.
Yes, y'all. I did hear about that too, Shelly, that they are supposed to reopen Kim Porter's case. Can y'all believe that? What's making them want to reopen that case if she supposedly passed away from, I forgot what sickness they said she had. So they are about to reopen that. And y'all heard anything from Al B. Sure lately? Because I need to look him up. I haven't heard anything from him since since he announced he have a documentary coming out.
Buying change from Jacob, and Jacob wasn't reporting who he was getting the money from, or he wasn't reporting the money at all during the investment. So he actually got in trouble too.
Mm-hmm. But Diddy didn't get in trouble for making the introduction.
Diddy didn't get in trouble for making the introduction. Nope.
Hi, Kansas 66.
Well, I guess there was a situation where Tupac found out Jay-Z had a show in Las Vegas.
Right.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah. I don't know how Pac found out that Jay-Z had a show, but Jay-Z was not coming out that room. He had to call Chaz, which Chaz called Big D. Big D called Eric B. Eric B and them called Suge Knight. And they called and Suge said, yo, man, that ain't me. That's Pac with his wild ass. And Suge Knight told Pac to give Jay-Z a pass so he could go do his concert or his show. Because Jay wasn't coming out that room, you know, to do nothing.
Do you know why Tupac was so mad at Jay-Z?
I can't say why he was mad at him, bro. But you know, I think Jay had did that song with Big, right? Was Pac alive when he did that song with Big? Brooklyn Finest or whatever?
Man, the part that people are saying Pac might have been mad about was the part where Biggie kind of made a reference to Pac, where he's like, two Pacs, if Faith get pregnant, she'll probably have two Pacs. Get it? Two Pacs. And so, yeah, this would have been out because the album came out in June 25th, 1996 was the day that Reasonable Doubt was released.
Yeah, so that Reasonable Doubt came out June 1996?
Yes, Reasonable Doubt came out June 1996.
All right, so then that would give Pac would be mad. He did a song with Big. Remember Pac said that he came out there with the Hawaii Silky Fame or something like that?
Yeah, he started going in on Jay. He also, from what I understand, took shots at Jay at the end of Hit 'Em Up, but during that part, the mic short-circuited, so I guess they just kind of cut it out. If you listen to it, you can still hear it on the internet. Now, I seen you touch on this before about Suge starting a distribution company with Irv Gotti, Jay Prince, and Dame Dash.
Right.
Can you touch on that a little bit?
Right. Suge Knight wanted us to keep, I guess, the money into the black business, you know, with these record labels. I think Suge was like, when it came to business, he was a genius, you know, because he was like trying to get Irv, Jay Prince, Dame Dash, who else? It was somebody else. Eric B. He was trying to get them to get their own, they all come together and start their own publishing company. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Publishing, distribution of our own music. And when Puff and Jay got a whiff of that information, you know, they took it to the handlers, and I guess they was telling them this can't happen. And that's when all the other black labels and stuff, the FBI started running in, getting up information, drugs and everything. And who else was that? Jimmy Henchman. Then that's when all the drugs and all this other stuff started being, you know, the FBI started investigating all these labels for all this other bullshit. When Suge tried to unite those labels in order to get distribution in a publishing company.
Damn.
And there is proof that Kirk Burroughs had of that him and Puff taking information to the FBI.
Right leg, here we go. Down, push. 3, 2, 1.
So Puff was that mad about it. Damn.
Well, I guess the handlers was that mad about it because they knew if those companies, you talking about Violator, you know, or any of those companies, they start, all those companies were big labels. If they start doing their own distribution, their own publishing, what are these other companies gonna get?
It would cut a lot of people out, that's for sure.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess there was a situation with 50 Cent where he was on a plane, or you ran into him when he was on a plane?
Nah. Me and 50 was riding a plane together. We was going to Vegas.
Okay.
This before he had this before he had got shot.
Oh, okay. Before he got shot. Okay.
Yeah. This before he had got shot.
So I guess you guys ended up at a party with.
Okay, so Cancer 66 said, I don't know, y'all. At first, I was side-eyeing this guy, but he seems to know what he's talking about. Yes, Cancer 66, a lot of people, side-eyeing him, but I think the more he talks and we start seeing details and pieces coming together, they're starting to really listen to him. And y'all already know 50 Cent does not like P. Diddy. And I've always wondered what happened. Like, what are they beefing for? And so 50 is very petty. Everything he sees about Diddy, he is going to share it on his Instagram. He has me rolling. Okay. I think that he said that he's going to do a documentary, Surviving P. Diddy. He might be in talks with Gene Deal. You never know. He'll go to him and get a lot of details and information too. I think, yeah, Angie, I think that he is basically waiting this out. Okay. He is waiting it out. He may know some behind the scenes information too. I'm really thinking he knows some stuff, but he's probably trying to, y'all, Power. He did his thing with that show. I'm telling you, especially the first round of Power. Okay, those first seasons. Not when when it kind of started going into the other stuff, yeah. But 50 is no joke. Okay, now I really didn't get into the BMF thing. My husband, he watches that, but I'm telling you, he puts this thing together. It's going to be smoking. Okay. So I think he's trying to wait it out to kind of see where all the cases are going, things of that sort. He might get in talks with some people that have already been, talking behind the scenes, laying this thing out. Okay. We're seeing some things publicly right now, but people are probably behind the scenes laying stuff out. We have to consider that.
Supreme?
Right. I didn't really know that 50 and Preem them was beefing like that. You know what I'm saying? Me and 50 had a conversation about him and Ja and why Ja was beefing at him and everything like that, or why they had some kind of misunderstanding or whatever like that. And when we got off the plane, I had asked 50, are you good with holding one of my girlfriends? And he was like, yeah, I'm good with that. So we was just chilling at the party, and Irv Gotti them had rolled up in a limousine, and nobody got out but Preem, because they were supposed to be going to Chaz's party. So nobody got out but Preem, and Preem was at the door, and 50 was just mean mugging him, and I didn't know why he was mean mugging him. You know what I'm saying? So Preem was telling me, yo, man, tell Chaz that we not coming to the party. We finna go over here on the strip or whatever like that, and we'll talk to him tomorrow. And 50 just was leaning on the barricade, just like as if he was waiting for one of those cats to come out the car. I didn't really know they had a beef like that. And Preem left. So I went up to tell Chaz, I said, yo, Chaz, Preem down there, and I'm wondering why they ain't coming to the party. He said, they not coming up. I said, nah. He said, they going someplace else. And him and 50 was just mean mugging each other. And he said, yo, yeah? I said, he said, where 50 at now? I said, he's still down there. He said, yo, he all right? I said, yeah, he all right. I gave one of my girlfriends. Chaz was like, yo, you gave him what? I said, yeah. I gave one of my girlfriends. She chilling with him. She said, yo, get that back from him. That boy a loose cannon, man. I was like, what's wrong? He said, yo, they got beef. I was like, oh. So I didn't get it back from 50. You know, I just let him hold it for the rest of the night. Then after the night, I had got it back from him.
Was that your first time meeting 50?
Nah, 50 was over in the studio. You got to realize 50 used to be at the studio, Chaz Studio, Black Hands. So I would see him up in the studio and everything. That was the first trip I ever went to with 50 on. We stopped in St. Louis. My brothers and them met him and everything like that. But that's the first trip I went with 50 on. I think it was 50 and Tony Ayo.
50 says he did some writing for Puff.
Yeah. He used to be over there writing. 50. Yep.
Did you see a lot of that? Like, did you see him in the studio?
I seen a lot of people write for Bad Boy, but I never seen 50 over there writing for him.
What was your first thoughts when you first met 50? Did he have that reputation even back then?
Nah, like you got to realize is that I was like the big homie. You get it? They was up and coming. They was trying to be somewhere. So they know all the shit that I was going through, all the people and all the rappers I've been around. And I was opening doors for people for Chaz and Black Hands and everything like that. You know, like when they go to clubs, they go to parties, they always have me there first with them because I knew everybody. When they was going to some people in the industry, I could open their doors because I knew people at Sony, Arista. I knew people at the labels because I had ran around with Puff for a few years. You know what I mean? So I was the big homie, you know, me and this other kid named Prince for Black Hands. So I was opening doors. I was the one that made the introduction to K Slay. They didn't even know K Slay. I made that introduction to Black Hands to K Slay.
Okay.
Yo, Cam, this trial about to be crazy, boy. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I spoke to Keefe D's son, and all that shit the motherfucker told me he got beat up in jail, all that shit is lies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, ain't nobody touched him in jail.
Aren't they facing some more charges, though? Him and his son for going after one of the witnesses?
It's a possibility.
Yeah, that's not going to look good because they're going to put that in his Keefe D's trial.
Wow.
Yeah. But he's gonna beat that case, man.
It's possible, man. It's very possible he beats
all
the case.
Circumstantial evidence. He did the best thing he could do. Trial by judge. Judge has to find the letter of the law. Follow the letter of the law.
That's what's up, man. All right. Well, Gene, man, I appreciate your time.
Yo, Cam, thank you for letting me explain myself, man. You know, because like I said before, man, they always want to blame the accusers, but they never want to blame and put the blame on the abusers. And I appreciate Cam TV giving me this opportunity to tell my part of the stories of what was going on. All right?
For sure, man.
Salute.
I definitely, glad you got that out, man.
I appreciate you.
Thanks, bro. All right, man.
Woo, y'all. Okay. Wow. So I am looking at some information when he brought up the Keefe D situation. Know that Keefe D is the only living person that was in the vehicle that had shot at Tupac. Okay. So remember last year it came out because Keefe D actually wrote a book, and then it came out that allegedly P. Diddy had written a check insinuating that there was a hit out that he put out on Tupac. Okay. Irv Gotti thinks he's a gangster. I don't like his A either. Okay. And Miss Lisa, did you see he had that interview recently on, I think was it VH1 or BET? I think it was last year where it was like a 2-part episode, and he was talking about that beef with 50 Cent and what was going on with all of that. But that was recently. He thought he was gangster, but no. Oh my gosh, no. And yeah, I think he was really in love, and I think he's still in love with my girl. What's her name, y'all? Oh Lord, I'm drawing a blank. Ashanti. Yeah, I think he still has some feelings for her. Because watching that interview, I was like, dude, I think you still like her. Yes. Okay, so let me read some information. This is some new information as of today. This was updated on this Keefe D situation. It says Keefe D, and this is from, let me give them their shout out. Oh, let me stop sharing. Hold on. Okay. It says Keefe D. Oh, who is this by? Molly Quirk from the U.S. Showbiz and TV Reporter station. It says Keefe D, who is a suspect in Tupac Shakur's murder, has broken his silence on the rumors that he was behind P. Diddy's recent home raids. Y'all, I didn't even know that was out there. Somebody was telling. They said that this man is the reason why the raid was taken out on P. Diddy's house. Okay. So I guess he want to clear that up. The murder suspect, Dwayne Davis, known as Keefe D, who is also a pal of rapper P. Diddy, has insisted that he had nothing to do with the raids on his homes as part of a federal sex trafficking probe. In March, both of Diddy's luxury mansions were raided by law enforcement authorities as part of a sex trafficking investigation. Officers were spotted with their guns drawn as they confronted those at the property. And so now, amid speculation that Keefe D might have been behind the raids, a family associate of Keefe D has told the U.S. Sun that it would look bad if he had been squealing on Puffy. Speaking to the paper, the lawyer Carl Arnold refuted suggestions that his client had been pivotal in the FBI and Homeland Security probe. He said, no, Keefe has not talked to these people. That suggestion is totally false. Asked about whether he is engaged in any kind of plea deal with Las Vegas prosecutors over his ongoing murder charges, he said there is nothing at all going on like that. Keefe D is currently in jail after his bail was set at $750,000. He has failed to find the money for bail, which means he has not secured a release to be home while electronically monitored. In regards to the raids on P. Diddy's mansions last month, law enforcement told the Mirror at the time, earlier today, Homeland Security investigations, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we know about that part. So I guess rumors were that Keefe D, I guess, told on Puffy. That's why his home was raided. So they said that part is not true. So it is going to be interesting. Okay, like he just said, because Keefe D has to go to trial. Okay, for the murder of Tupac Shakur, because he's the only living one. Now they did say he was not the one who pulled the trigger. Okay, that person is passed away. Allegedly, him pulling the trigger, not that he passed away. So now, they have to, because his house was raided. This guy, I think when he wrote the book, because he also wrote a book, I think that they started following him and really watching him. All you have to do is follow the money trail, okay? And somehow this check situation came up. So when that came out, y'all, I really started side-eyeing this dude. Because I already, back in the day, felt that he had something to do with Biggie's murder. And then this came out, I said, oh my gosh, what if he was the mastermind behind both? Okay. Now, if those of you who were not on the interview, I think, 2 days ago, Gene Deal said after that Soul Train Award incident where they had to pull out the guns and they thought, it was going to go down, he was on the phone with someone saying that Puffy had took off running. And Puffy came and was like, what you saying? Because he said he did take off running. He told him to run. So I don't know why he got upset about that. But he said he was standing there. It was almost like he was kind of repeating something that he had heard or a thought that he had. But he said, man, I can't get caught up with these people thinking that, I'm involved in this gangster stuff. He said, man, either Biggie gotta die or Pac gotta die or should go to jail. That's what he said. According to him, those words came out of Diddy's mouth. And look at now, all three of those things have come true. Now, that's all alleged according to Gene Deal's interview. So I don't know if someone told him that had to happen or if that was something that he felt had to happen for him to continue to make his money and, get into the status and position he's in now. Yes, Brittany, if you go back to my live, I think it was the one 2 days ago. I think it was in that one where he was recalling what happened with that. And then I think he also talked about the night of Biggie's murder and what happened during that night. There were a lot of red flags, y'all, that a lot of them ignored. And I don't know if it was on purpose or what. Even the amount of security he had started off with like 20-something people. But then some of them, I guess, I don't know why the people took off. Half of them left. They didn't even want to stay. They went to Steve Stout's party because he was having a party the same night. So they didn't want to go to that vibe party. But it was all a lot of things that were taking place that were very suspect that night. Okay? It was almost like it was put in motion. And another thing, I was watching another piece of footage. They said, this other guy said that, to be honest, P. Diddy was supposed to be out of the country. Okay? But he changed it and said, no, I want to go to this vibe party. Because he had a concert in another country. So why at the last minute you decide to change your plans of going to a concert these people have already paid their money for, and then you decide to go to a party in LA? Y'all, it's a lot of suspect details. See, back then, a lot of us didn't know a lot of these details. We only knew they were going over there was a party, and then Biggie got shot. That's all we knew. We really didn't know a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. Okay? But now things are coming out in both of those murders, because I was shocked that after 25 years, let's see, because they died. Okay, Tupac passed away in 1996. So that's 28 years. And last year it was like 27? I think that's when it came out about this check situation and who wrote that check. I'm telling y'all, you cannot do something and don't expect for it to come out. It may be 5 years. It may be 20 years. But this stuff is starting to come out right now. Yes, I don't know what happened with Nas. Yep, he would blackball them. Yes, Ashanti. Yes, Brittany, you have to watch that. Okay. Yes, that's what I heard. I need to look at that and see what that man's name is. But he said that he was supposed to go out of the country with him for the concert. But he canceled it and said, no, he's going to stay in LA and go to this vibe party. It was like he had to go to the vibe party. Even when Gene Deal told him allegedly that, he got word that things were going to pop off and they were going to come after them, he said, well, you don't have to go if you don't want to go. He still wanted to go. Gene Deal said he told Biggie about it, that, I don't know, we need to go. And while he was telling him that, Diddy walks out, he said, and was like, hey, let's go. Like, it's almost like he was forcing it for them to go. Why are you forcing us to go to this if you know that we could possibly be in danger? It was a lot of red flags. Why y'all in the back of the building with no security? Where are the security cameras? Okay. Why one car, and this is something else I just heard yesterday too, which is suspect. Now, Gene Deal said he was going to ride. Okay, the other night he said he was going to ride on side of Biggie because Diddy did not even get in the same car. He said that was odd. He didn't get in the same car. He said also when they usually get in their cars, they usually just automatically take off. That particular night, he stated that Diddy allegedly told him to stop. Hold on, we need to wait on some more cars or something from the garage. Okay. So he was like, huh? You know, because we back here on this street. So then he said it was a guy. It was two guys. One of them stopped, looked at him. He showed the guy, you know, his weapon. The guy kind of took off down the street. He said another guy, like a Muslim, because he had a bow tie. He walks up. Now, first of all, y'all done let two people walk up. Nobody thought it was y'all supposed to get up out of there. Like nobody thought these people too close to us. We need to get up out of here. So, okay, the Muslim takes off, walks somewhere. So then he said he was going to ride next to Biggie, you know, to give him an extra layer of protection. Diddy told him, no, come get in the car with me. So he said, as he was getting in the car, Diddy let the seat back and he was like, hey man, I can't get in there. And I think at that moment, they were setting it up. They were trying to distract Gene Deal in that moment, right? So he said, he told them, let's just speed on through these next 2 or 3 lights. So the first car that they're in, they speed off. That's the one with him and Diddy and the driver. They speed off. They run the red lights. The next car with Biggie in it did not run the red light. Not only did allegedly they didn't run the red light, they put the car in park. Why are you putting a car in park at a light? Think about it. You see, you're in an entourage, and you know that if you're supposed to all be in an entourage, you move alike, right? So if you know that this other car said, let's go through the lights, why are y'all not all going through the lights at the same? Come on, we all moving, right? But not only did they not go through the light, why are you putting the car in park? Did that make sense? No, that does not make sense. I don't put my car in park at a light. So it's too many red flags, y'all. Too many red flags, and these things are starting to come out. Unaliving someone and espionage are the only crimes that have no statute of limitations. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Okay. Yes, Miss Lynn. This is all he stated all of this in his interview on that other live that we were watching. And y'all, that live kind of crushed my heart because that man did not have to lose his life. He really didn't. But I do think the root of all this is money. It's money. And also they stated that Biggie allegedly had a contract where he was about to leave Bad Boy Records. And he was going to take some of his artists with him. Okay, so what do we do? If he stays there and he is no longer with us or has passed away, we have to get the ones out the car. Then Diddy gets to maintain his publishing rights, that money. But if he had gone and left, that money would have been with him. Okay, so some of that shows motive. Okay, this is just my opinions. None of this has been proven. These are my opinions. Information we're sharing is alleged. I mean, we really think about that thing. And so the stories continue. Okay. Although it's quiet, he's still out there acting like nothing is happening. It's stuff happening. Okay. People starting to come out. And now that people seeing that they're being taken serious, okay, that people are getting paid, people are going to start coming out the woodworks. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. And now with this new court case, with the yacht situation, the girl, one of the workers there, she's alleging that well, I don't know how P. Diddy, I know it's his yacht and he had people on there. I don't know if he was around when some of this stuff was happening, but allegedly his son was groping this lady, touching all over her and stuff like that. And so she told, and it's a mess. It's a mess. Brittany said, do you guys think if they both didn't say anything, would Tupac and Biggie would still be alive? Do we think if who didn't say anything? Because I'm thinking that it was made to look a certain way with after that shooting. I think things kind of got a little rocky when Tupac got shot in that studio that day. And I think when Suge, because he had gotten closer to Suge and they started talking more and stuff like that. So I'm wondering if he was in his ear, and then let's see, them both about leaving their labels. You know what, Brittany? I was wondering that too, because Tupac was going to leave Death Row. Biggie was going to leave Bad Boy. Yes. I do think if they hadn't said anything, just popped up one day and oh my gosh. Hey, they both could have possibly still been here. But y'all, what was interesting, I didn't realize that Diddy was talking to Tupac behind the scenes. I thought Biggie and Tupac were friends, but Diddy was also having conversations with him. I do believe Diddy probably was having conversations with Suge behind the scenes. I believe they were all working together. I do. I have no proof of that, but it was so like close together too, within 6 months. And the way it was made to look was that, Tupac got unalived, and then as revenge, here we go, we're gonna get Biggie while he here. Because he was over there in LA. I thought for all these years, because he was promoting something, his record or something, he was over there to help work on Diddy's music. Why y'all not working on his music over here in New York? Why y'all got to go all the way to enemy territory to do that? You see what I'm saying? Do you think he'll go to a country that has no extradition treaty with the U.S.? Cancer 66, you know what? He might try to do what Russell Simmons do. Because, as soon as those allegations came out with Russell, he gone. Okay? He over in what's that place? Bali? Is it Bali? I don't know. I forgot. Where is he? Is it Bali? He's somewhere. He took off. Oh my God. Yes, a lot of this I didn't know about, Brittany. Yes. I'm telling y'all, I truly believe eventually somebody's going to tell. They're going to try to get some immunity, and really they're going to need some police protection, probably in some custody somewhere, and change their name because of what information they have. They're going to have to, I don't know how they're going to do this, but yeah, they're going to have to hurry up and do it how Cassie did it. Go and get it out. So you go on and settle and move on. I don't know, but it's some crazy stuff that's probably been happening. It's some crazy stuff. And so I don't know what's going to come of all of this. We just have to wait and see. Because as of right now, no charges have been brought up against him. They raided his house, so it seems like they would have had enough information to at least get a warrant from the judge to raid his home. So someone knew something. I don't know if they thought some drugs were there, that they were going to find that, or what. Okay, Gloria, I think I did see something about that. Snoop Dogg left Death Row. I wonder why he didn't get unalived. I'm glad he didn't, but there's so many weird things that happened around that time. Yes, and I think my husband said that when Snoop Dogg left, he went with Master P. Let me ask him about that. Okay.
Why?
So yeah, my husband said.
Tomorrow it's gonna rain.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish. My husband said that when Snoop Dogg left Death Row, he went and was with Master P them for a little while, and so Master P, his gang, they were like, look, we don't play all that. So he kind of was protected with going with them. You see what I'm saying? That was probably his form of protection of getting up out of there. Because look at here, even Left Eye, okay, Left Eye was with Death Row for a little bit. And then look what ended up happening to her in a whole other country. Seemed like everybody who tried to leave, something happened. And that's why I think back to what's his name? Oh Lord. I can start drawing a blank sometimes, y'all. Oh my gosh, y'all. Why don't y'all? I gotta look it up now. Hold on. Y'all gonna be like, girl, you couldn't think of his name? Dr. Dre. I could think of Dr. Dre's name. Remember when Dr. Dre left? You know, I'm glad he was able to get up out of there. Because I think, they didn't want to let him go at one point too. Once he was with Suge. Was it Death Row when he was with Suge back then? I'm trying to remember. Your husband is right, because I seen in an interview that Snoop and said Master P helped him out financially, because when he left with nothing. Wow. Yeah. So that was his way of getting out. Mm-hmm. So then Tupac, I guess he didn't really have anyone that was covering for him like that. So it's good that Master P had, Snoop had Master P, that he could go and get some form of protection. But I mean, everybody who's gone there, look at what happened to them. I mean, when you think of the name of it, I would be scared just from the name alone. Oh my goodness, I would be afraid. And you know what I thought about too, y'all? All the stuff that Suge did. You mean to tell me they put him in jail because he ran over somebody? All the other stuff he did. And I was like, well, this the thing? Did he unalive the guy? Trying to think. But I was just shocked that it took that. Like, this man had done some stuff. I don't know if they got him in there to protect him or what. Open Book the Sector with this story said that Russell has been gone 8 years. Has it been 8 years? He better stay 2 more years, because after 10 years, he can come back to the U.S. and they can't prosecute him. Oh, so that would make sense. That's probably why he's staying over there for that long. Okay, that would make sense. I believe that he had something to do with Tupac's death. Yeah. I believe that. I really do. Because, y'all, it was 2 people with somebody else. Gene Deal said that Suge was around and they got shot. How come he always around somebody when they get shot? Like, you ain't getting shot, they getting shot. Come on now. Nope. And I wish that Tupac had listened to his girlfriend at the time, Quincy Jones' daughter, because she told him not to go out. She told him not to, she just felt like he didn't need to go out. And then he ended up going out, and lo and behold, and he didn't pass away right then. It was like 2 days later that he passed away. But I'm gonna be honest, okay? This is why I'm kind of still holding on to this thought. But y'all know, right before Tupac passed away, y'all remember his album Machiavelli, and who Machiavelli was, where it was talking about the guy who faked his own death. And so, although he passed away 2 days after that, even for the longest, I've always thought Tupac was somewhere else. He would not be able to come back until all those people are gone. You see what I'm saying? Like, he can't reveal himself. This is just my own thoughts of what I thought. This is how I pictured it. I pictured it like they had to get him hidden somewhere, okay, where no one would recognize him and know who he is. He would have to stay there. He would not be able to come back because the people who set him up are still free, okay, or still alive. And I truly feel that in that song, he was giving us a clue. I could have been wrong. Okay, I could be wrong. That's just how I felt all of these years. I said that this man probably has been in hiding somewhere because he knew something and knew that they were going to try to take him out. And he had to fake his own death. I've thought that for the longest. I'm almost giving up hope. Hope on it. But now I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, man, I do not know. I wasn't at his funeral to see and nothing like that, so I don't know. And then, let me see. No doubt, Brittany. Yeah, I heard about that open book. He faked his own death, but people say that Tupac is dead. I believe it too. So Miss Lynn is with me. I'm telling y'all, was the casket open? That's what I want to know. Now, wait a minute, y'all. Let me look up something right quick. Wasn't there a police officer that was on the brink of death and he said something about this? Let me see. Hold on. I don't know if y'all remembered that. Let's see here. What was that police officer's name? Because this was like last year. I'm gonna have to find it. When we do another one of these lives, I'm gonna find it. Because he admitted some things. Let's see. He admitted some things. He was on his deathbed, y'all. And he was one of the officers that was around during that time. And he admitted some things. And I don't want to put things, make anything up. I want to find it and then talk about it. But it was a police officer on his deathbed that was around with this case was going on in Las Vegas. And he was confessing before he passed away. Y'all, I gotta find it because I was shocked. I'm like, no, why would this man have a reason to lie right now? I'm telling y'all, I gotta find that. D, you still up? Yes, Brittany. It was I think he was black too. I gotta find that. Man, I surely gotta find it. Because I want to share, let's see, Tupac's in the line. I want to find that and share that information with y'all on the next live because it was, man, eye-opening. Now take this into consideration. Hey, stop. Now that officer spoke out before a lot of this information came out. Like this was probably a few years ago when this officer, probably before the Gene Deal started, he started releasing his information. This police officer had already come out before he passed away. So I'm gonna find that because that's on. I gotta look that up because I really want to remember what he said. I know what he said. It was a shocker, and I think it was to that effect. So I'm gonna see what this man said because I was like, why would that man be lying and he about to pass away? Most people that's about to pass away, they trying to tell the truth. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Confessing. Man, I should have kept that article. Oh, yes. Okay, what all did he say? His name was Officer David. Officer David Myers. Let's see. Back in 2015. That's when this was. Okay. Okay, y'all want to hear this? This was September 23rd, 2015. This was an article. Okay. It said it says the latest tall tale in regards to the untimely death of the rap legend, a retired police officer, David Myers, is allegedly claiming that he helped orchestrate a ruse to fake Pac's passing. From a hospital where he is reportedly in critical condition, Myers says that he was paid $1.5 million to pull the wool over everyone's eyes. He says, the world needs to know what I did. I'm ashamed that I let a price be put on my word, and I cannot die without letting the world know, Myers said, according to the Mirror. The well-known story of Shakur passing is that he was tragically gunned down in Las Vegas, September 13, 1996. According to Myers, 30, they would put an ad up right when I'm reading. According to Myers, 30 people were paid to help with the plan, including police, paramedics, and witnesses. He also claims that Suge Knight, who is currently behind bars facing murder charges, was in on the scheme. Myers also added that a $50,000 was paid out for a body double to be taken to the morgue. The Mirror presents the story as an unlikely one, highlighting that one of the first sites to publish Myers' story used a fake photo to represent the former officer on his deathbed. This is not the first time, however, that Shakur has been suspected to still be alive. So that's what this man was saying allegedly. Okay. That was back in 2015. I don't know if y'all remember that. It would not surprise me, though. I'm telling y'all got to go read up on that. Why did the officer decide to tell on his DA? Just crazy. I don't know. I think I remember that I was in my 20s when a lot of this happened. So there's a lot of little things that are coming to my mind as I hear stuff. Right. Me too. Yes. Yes. Okay. Like I said, hey, I don't know. Okay. I don't know. So I remember that came to my mind, though. His name is Officer David Meyer. If y'all want to look that up, David Myers. Let me put it in the chat. Officer David Myers. When did he ever pass away? That was back in 2015. They said he was in critical condition and said that he didn't want to pass away without telling that information. Oh, y'all, if that is true. Oh, he didn't, Brittany? I don't know. They said that they used a body double to take to the morgue. I don't know. I don't know nothing. I'm just reading information. Okay. Because they did it on the Oval. They did it on the Oval with the sun. Y'all been keeping up? It's a picture floating around here, and that picture looks just like an older Tupac with dreads. Wow. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know if he did or not. That's why I was asking y'all if he had a funeral. I don't know. I remember Biggie's funeral, but I don't remember Tupac's. I guess I probably wouldn't because my uncle passed away a week after Tupac. And I think we were probably with his funeral. I was probably in mourning and did not even know what was going on with Tupac's situation. Yep. So I don't know, y'all. We just got to continue to watch and wait and just see what comes out of all of this. But that would be quite interesting. Well, y'all, I think I am going to get off. This has been a lovely conversation. Y'all, let me tell y'all something funny before I get off. So not probably about a few hours ago, I'm almost off. A few hours ago, I went to the hospital to get some lab work done. And so I was going down the hallway. So they had some of the, I guess, the hospital, those people that transport the patients. They were transporting this lady, and I guess they cut the corner too fast. And y'all, it was so hard and fast until it knocked the lady's something off of her, the bags, they have the little drips. It knocked some of that off and it fell on the lady. And y'all, it took me by surprise until I just froze and stopped. I say, what in the world just fell on this lady's head? She was an elderly lady. And so, y'all, I kept going. That lady said, oh, wow, well, that was your second time. I was like, second time in my I see y'all are slanging this lady, hitting the wall with this lady, somebody's grandmother or mama, and y'all bumping into walls like that. I just could not believe it. I was in shock. I said, we got to do better in who we hiring to transport these patients. Because that poor lady, and then the girl, one of them gonna make a joke and say, well, I mean, that should let us know if you're fully awake now. What? So y'all bumping this lady. See, I'm going to tell them, look, because I have to get a little procedure next week. I'm going to say, look, y'all better not bump me into none of these walls. And maybe not even want to go there. Y'all better not bump me into no wall. I just could not believe it. It scared me. I just couldn't believe it. These people, man, they be doing some craziness, especially when you under anesthesia and stuff like that. I can only imagine. Thank you, Cancer 66. I really appreciate your support and y'all hanging out with us, just going through these interviews, because I like to watch it with y'all. So it's not like I'm watching them ahead of time. I watch it with y'all, so my reaction is real. I have not seen it. And what I'm about to do is listen to these song lyrics that Shelly Shell Angie gave earlier, because I'm curious to see if thank you so much, Brittany, and thank you for supporting too, to see what they talking about wrestling. I need to know what they were talking about. What is all of this wrestling under the covers? Okay, wrestling with some frosted flakes, for some frosted flakes. I need to listen to these lyrics. You think so, Miss Gloria? I was shocked and mad for that lady. When I overheard her say, well, that's the second time, I was like, y'all don't know how to drive this doggone bed. Y'all don't need to be doing this position. Oh my gosh. Okay, Miss Lynn, thank you. Okay, so he did have a funeral, but the casket wasn't open. Interesting. Y'all, oh Lord. This makes me nervous. I'm just like, y'all, what if all along I've been right? Because my thing is this: what made Tupac write a song or have an album themed around Machiavelli? Okay. That is just weird wrestling about something serious. Right, Brittany? I'm like, something is off. Okay. So I gotta definitely listen to these lyrics because something's off. I don't know what is going on, but those were some clues. Just like with R. Kelly, I love R. Kelly music. But then after hearing the documentaries and things about when he made certain songs and why, it made me look at those songs totally different. Okay, totally different. It was sickening. And R. Kelly has some serious issues too. Oh, but y'all, I hope you have a great weekend. I may be back this weekend, possibly with the game night. We'll see how that goes. Brittany said, but Tupac predicted his own death, just like a lot of celebrities. Yes, and then Chadwick Boseman did too. I don't know if y'all remember him from Black Panther. He was doing an interview one time, and so the lady was asking him about Black Panther 2. And he said, no, I'm not going to be here or something. And she's like, oh, no, you know, like playing it off. But I think at that time, he may have already known that his situation was serious and he may not be around for Black Panther 2. So sometimes some people know, even with Biggie's, I think it was a song he had on that album. It was almost, what was the name? I think it was the name of it, that it was almost like he was predicting what was about to happen to him. Yes, Gloria, I agree. So this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to go back and listen to Ride. I'm about to go back and listen to I Need a Girl. And then I'm about to go back and listen to some songs on that Machiavelli album and see if he left us some clues. I was seeing Tupac left us some clues, y'all. Brittany said, yeah, I was sad. I love Chadwick Boseman. I loved him in Black Panther. Yes, Brittany, I was so sad that night. I was actually sitting in the living room and I was watching something on TV. I think I was on Tasha K's live. I think I was watching Tasha K's live. And I never forget, I pulled up something on Facebook or something, and I saw that, and y'all, my heart, I actually was crying, like boohoo crying, because it came out of nowhere. I never saw the videos where people were talking about him saying he was skinny and things like that. I didn't see any of that. I never saw it until after he passed away, where they were showing it. But I remembered him from the interviews and things like that after Black Panther. And I actually had a crush on Chadwick Boseman. I thought one day we might get together. I had a huge crush on him. And so when I read that, y'all, it still just does not sit well with me. I'm still like, when I see things with him in it, I still am so sad because of how it seemed so sudden. He had so many great roles and so many awards that he has won since his death that I wish he had gotten a chance to get while he was alive. I always felt that he was bamboozled. Okay, I always felt that he deserved so many more accolades and awards because he did his job well, and he was such a professional, and I love that about him. And so, yeah, his was very traumatic. I didn't know that either. Yeah, I was crying. I was boohoo crying. I still to this day have not seen the second one. I haven't. I don't know. I don't think it would be the same. You know what I'm saying? And then I heard that he was kind of sad because they had a little part in there where they honored him. Yeah, he was a nice person. He really seemed like a nice person. Rest in peace, Chad. So I'm about to do my homework. And then, y'all, I may do another interview, though. I want to keep going with the Gene Deal because he still reveals some more things. But I also want to find one with his daughter as well. I do want to look up one with his daughter as well because they said that, yeah, he had cancer. To see what she has to say because I heard she has some things to say. And Biggie's mother, I want to hear that interview too. She's done an interview and she side-eyeing P. Diddy too. Okay, Miss Valletta, I want to hear from her. Okay, so I hope that you all have a great evening. Have a great weekend. Keep your bells on because you never know when I'm going to pop up. I love you all and have a great night. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.